Morning, brothers and sisters. Today's topic is definitely going to be a little TMI, but I think there's obvious benefits that are worth sharing. And I'm gonna tie in some other things as well that I've gotten similar benefits from. But today I'd like to talk about what celibacy has done for me. Now, I'm used to usually being in long-term relationships, and in between each relationship spending at least a year to myself before getting into anything else. So this is something that I've kind of periodically done by choice, but obviously when I was younger and I was single, I would still, see people and do hookups and stuff like that. But I think after the end of my last relationship, I realized, even though I had gotten into polyamory, which, you're developing more than one relationship at the same time, and depending on what your polyamory looks like, mine was more so kind of separate, where we would all be friends, but the intimacy factor would be behind closed doors and one-on-one, which is just my preference. Everyone's different. But I guess because I got to experience when I was younger the shallowness of hookups, and even though it was still something that I was doing up until like a year ago, I think I realized that because of the way that I am in relationship, whether it is like just a casual hookup or like a serious romantic partnership, I tend to invest myself very heavily into these types of relationships, even the casual ones. Like when you're excited about someone, obviously you're messaging them more, you're talking to them more. And so at least I'm usually that type of person where, if I'm excited about someone, whether it's casual or serious, like I'm investing a lot of time and energy into that person. And, I like spending time with people and friends and investing time in community, but I find myself doing that even more so in partnership. And I think I wanted to challenge myself to really spend this time alone. I guess romantically, right? Like learning to love myself again. And so here's one of the first big benefits that came from choosing celibacy is I was confronted more with my loneliness, confronted more with my, how I feel about myself and what my relationship to myself is. And I've been gifted all of this time to really come into right relationship with myself. And so just allowing more self-compassion and acceptance, like this stuff. So this is the reason why a lot of us do get addicted to relationships. A lot of us tend to look for that validation and that security outside of us, and we put it all on. If we're more romantically inclined, we tend to want to hang our hats entirely on one person, like expect them to inherit all of our trauma and baggage and kind of carry it on for us, or take it all on for us. And but that's what community is for. That's why everyone should be in therapy. That's why everyone should have a pet. Everyone should, to varying degrees, everyone should have more than one outlet of expression and love and compassion, to kind of like, even like creatively, you know, I do videos like this now, you know, in addition to still doing music, in addition to, you know, doing poetry, and there's a whole bunch of different ways to express yourself. And even if you really do burn brightly for one thing mainly, it doesn't hurt to expand yourself in a way. And that's another reason why I wanted to experiment with celibacy and kind of cut out the romantic aspect altogether, because all the things that I expect from a relationship, you know, like the security to express myself vulnerably, and just feeling held and feeling seen. Why does that have to be strictly a romantic relationship? Why can't that just be right relationship with community? So I'm opening myself up more, and this is another reason why I started doing videos like this too, is that not only do I feel like, you know, some of my experiences and some of my stories might be helpful to my friends and some people out there, but like also I want to like be more open with everyone, with you, whoever is watching and listening to this right now. Like, I want to be more open and authentic with you, and I don't want it to have to be a romantic partnership in order for me to feel safe enough to do that. So I'm challenging myself to step out of my comfort zone and embrace being more vulnerable and more open with people, just showing up more authentically in every given scenario, and not just saving it all for one person. I still have it in me where like I do want to have at least one a beautiful, dedicated partner I could weave with, and, you know, build a future with, and maybe a family. But that's not like the anxiety, like there's no anxiety behind that desire. Like, I can actually take the time to myself and come back to myself and repair my own relationship to myself before expecting any kind of external relationship like that. In fact, I do believe that this inner work will lead to possibly the best relationship I've yet to have. Just following the trajectory of all of the relationships I've had throughout my life, each relationship was a level up from the previous one. It was directly mirroring all of the work that I was doing, all of the growth that I've done in the prior relationship to getting into the newer one. So like, when you look back on your own journey, you can definitely see the progress. And although it's only been roughly a year, maybe less, since, I would say less actually, maybe like 6 months, to be honest. It's been a very recent experience for me. But like I mentioned before, it is a periodic thing. Whenever I'm out of a relationship, I usually do spend a period of time single to kind of come back to myself, because I tend to lose myself in relationships. Not only do I fully dedicate myself to a romantic partner, but I've also, and this was a big lesson in my last relationship, I tend to lose myself in the relationship. Happier to dissolve into whatever lifestyle that my partner at the time has. Now, obviously, because I'm a very passionate musician and I have a lot of things that I like that define who I am, clearly there's a collaboration when it comes to the merging of my life and my partner's life. But as far as like activities go, a lot of the challenges that were coming up for me towards the end of my last relationship was I realized that there was a lot of things that I wanted to do, but I only wanted to do them with my partner. And it is really nice to share experiences with your partner, but like to be able to have your own space while you're in the relationship, to be able to like break away and do your own thing and not feel guilty was entirely something that I had to learn while in this relationship. And it was a big it was one of the reasons why I was able to be open to polyamory to begin with, because before that I was being challenged, like my traditional way of doing relationships was being challenged more than ever before, because when I was younger, a lot of my relationships were challenging me to either be less selfish in a relationship or to stand up for myself in a relationship. And these were all super valuable lessons that I was gaining. But like, as I got older, my relationships became less and less about conflict and more about how I actually feel about myself and how much of that feeling of lack is being projected or put on my partner. You know, like I do understand relationships being a little bit of a way to like feel like a sense of security and safety and being held and seen, but I also understand now more than ever that we are truly individuals, and when we're in a relationship, even a super deeply devoted and dedicated relationship, we still need to retain our autonomy. We still need to retain who we are, you know? Like, it can't just be this like in like self-sacrifice. Like, I believe in self-sacrifice so much. That's the whole reason why I'm doing a shadow work and actually like feeling my pain and stuff like that. Like, why I'm able to do this by myself without a guide, because like I'm not afraid of the fear or the pain. Like, I want the challenge, I like it, but like at the end of the day, we really need to like to realize how important it is to not completely sacrifice ourselves to the point where we throw our entire identity away. Like, as far as identity goes, it's malleable. We're always changing and always growing. But like, I guess what I'm trying to say, and I'm beating around the bush, is don't change for someone else. If there's significant things about you that you're noticing that you want to change, then that's fine. Change for you, but like, don't change because someone says you should, you know? Check in with yourself. How do you feel about yourself? And so like, I mean, there's a lot of different reasons I kind of just went over, but celibacy has been a great opportunity for me to just like dig deeper into community, to challenge myself to be more vulnerable and show up more authentically with people that I'm not romantic with, and also like recognize and feel the safety and friendship that can exist on the level of a romantic partner if accepted. At the end of the day, how many people have you dated that have wronged you? How many people that you've been close friends with that turned out to be someone that you didn't realize was problematic or something like that? Like, like, you never really get to know someone until you know them. But like, for someone like me, like, I know I've mentioned in a few videos, I'm a Capricorn, so I have a lot of walls that I'm working through. But for me, like, I'm extremely guarded and reserved, initially, because I want to be protected, and I don't want to be too vulnerable. And then if I feel safe enough, I'll be vulnerable. But like, I think that was a learned thing. I don't think I was born like that. Like, when I was a little kid, I wasn't really afraid to talk to people. It was over the years I kind of learned to be afraid of rejection. And I think that the right people for you, romantically or otherwise, will absolutely show up in your life if you're constantly showing up as your authentic self, as who you really are. You know, like, I'm a spiritual person, I'm inundated with dad jokes, I'm a musician, I'm poetic, and I'm all these different things. So like, I'm just gonna show up as that. Like, why do I have to just save that for one person that I'm being romantic with, that I feel safe enough with? I think that waiting to feel safe, especially the more we go through life and the more that we get rejected or get our trust gets challenged, the more closed off we're gonna be. So instead, why not challenge that? Challenge the typical outcome, the typical trauma response by closing up. Challenge that by showing up authentically and vulnerably to almost everyone. And I say almost everyone because I do think that there is a little bit of social navigation that needs to be done in certain scenarios with certain people. There's such thing as formal and informal. So like, obviously there's context clues. You're gonna know. But like, if you're talking to a friend at a brewery, you could just be you. And the thing is, unless you're being cruel or something, I don't think who you are authentically is going to be rejected by the right people. In fact, the more comfortable I've been stepping into my authentic self, the more people that resonate on that level have been showing up in my life. And I've been having, like, I remember I used to only experience really deep, intimate, engaging conversations with people that I was romantic with. But now I'm starting to meet people that resonate on that level, and they're not romantic partners at all. It doesn't have to be that way. And so I guess what I'm saying here is I'm trying to cap it all off is celibacy has given me a chance to learn to love myself again, learn to show up authentically and vulnerably with other people, regardless of there being a romantic connection. It has inspired me to dig deeper into community and be more a part of community, like different open mics, poetry groups and stuff like that, and it's just really creatively, like, I've been so much more active creatively because I do think that, like, that sexual energy, when you're kind of like just hooking up with a bunch of people, like, it really drains you. It really drains you, and like retaining some of that energy, I've been able to like get it out more in different ways. And so there's a lot more content, there's a lot more like music I'm working on and stuff, and I think that, like, for those of us who are sexually active, I don't think that that's a hindrance. I think that when you're using sex as an escape, it is a hindrance. It all depends on our relationship to it. Like I was alluding to earlier, when I was younger, when I would like spend periods of time being single, I would actually like not really spend a lot of the time to myself. I would be like seeing people, or I would like hop into the next relationship. And by doing that, I was kind of distracting myself, and I wasn't allowing myself to really fully process everything. It wasn't until I started doing shadow work last year that I was able to finally fully mourn all of the relationships that I had to their entirety. Because like, I've gone through the periods of mourning when all these things were fresh, but I think that our bodies kind of hold some of that stress and some of that tension from those times. And if we don't allow ourselves to really just kind of fully feel through those moments, then our body will kind of just hold it and store it, and it'll just be like an ache in our back, or like in our knees, or something like that. So yeah, these are all the different things, different ways that celibacy has benefited me. Again, I've only been celibate for like maybe 6 months, so it hasn't really been that long, but so far I'm enjoying it, and I've been inspired to expand in different ways and not just compartmentalize all of me into a single person. I do believe that this is leading towards the next relationship I have being a lot more grounded, a lot more mature, a lot more freeing, and just without that the toxicity of just like putting all your weight on one person, whether it's monogamous or non-monogamous. Regardless, I don't want my next partner to feel like I'm using them to escape myself. And I also don't want to attract a partner that would do the same to me. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing the work, and who knows, maybe I'll make another video in the next 6 months about like, maybe there's more benefits, or how things are going with it, or who knows, maybe how I decide to show up romantically will change. I mean, the future is unwritten. So thank you for listening, and see you in the next video.